Hello everyone. This is going to be an introductory video to this next section. We're on week 4 and we'll get into the banking system, credit bureau reports, and credit and borrowing, along with large purchases. Hopefully you got your Project 1 portfolio completed and you're getting all the videos watched. I can't stress enough how important it is to watch all of those. I was once told by a student that, Bruce, your exercises in teaching is not like a textbook would be, or where you can kind of go through the textbook, skim through it, get the main points, and move on in class. That oftentimes, again, those exercises are not intuitive. And that requires you to kind of watch these videos so you have a better understanding, and that you're understanding what I'm communicating. Sometimes just trying to read the guidebook or something's not going to get you the end result that you want. So this next section, and the reason I'm wanting to do this video right now is we're going to watch a number of videos, ones that I didn't create, but they're on the banking system, monetary policy, and U.S. debt. And the reason I'm asking you to watch these videos is so you have a better understanding of our economic system. Granted, it's capitalism, but to understand the monetary policy is very important to your decision making and thinking. And if you're not informed on those decisions or on that thinking, and you don't understand how those systems work, you can become very susceptible to political hyperbole and over-exaggerations and misapplications. So the start of the banking system, I would ask that you watch the first, second, and third videos. If you have some time and you're still interested, you may want to watch the start of the banking system 4 and 5, but I'm not going to require it for this class. Now, these videos are a little bit tough to watch. I have students in class that have a tendency to fall asleep, or they get lost very quickly when they're watching it. So when you're sitting down to watch these, I'd encourage you to have a couple cups of coffee and really pay attention. You're going to need a high level of focus, because if you don't understand one piece of one of these videos, you're not going to understand the video as a whole. They're about 10 minutes in length, and they talk about our banking system. And I think when you understand it from a little bit of a different perspective, you will really understand the banking system and its huge impact on our society. All of you lived through the Great Recession in 2008, and a lot of people can't grasp and understand why it is we continue with this same system of expansions and contractions and sort of the wild swings that it produces. And one of the answers that we don't change that system is because if you did, in the current market, in the current environment, and the impact to all of you would be so profound and so negative for all of us that are here on this planet that we don't quite understand that that's why we don't do it, and why we don't change it. So I wanted again to share those videos so you have a better understanding of why we don't change the system, or we only make small adjustments to that system. The other two videos I want you to watch, one is from 2012, and it's Understanding the National Debt and Budget Deficit. The speaker in the video goes very quickly, so you may have to watch it 2 or 3 times. But what he is saying is very accurate to describe the economic system, the national debt, and the budget deficit. Very often, readers and voters and consumers, when they watch this stuff, they get confused and they don't understand the difference between our debt as a nation and a budget deficit. The national debt is used, and we take on debt to pay for the budget deficit. So when you confuse these two, you have a tendency to sound kind of ignorant and that you don't understand the system. And I always think if you're college educated, this is one of those things you should probably understand. Now, as I said before about this system that we have, and making huge changes to it. And the reason we don't do that, and I said it has a profound impact. I want you to imagine a very different world. You may have heard politicians in the past say, we need to go back to a gold standard. Or they may say, we need to have the budget balanced. I don't understand why it is at my house we have to have our budget balanced. Why is it our national governmental system can't figure out that we need to balance the budget? And I always think that those analogies are applying, they're applying something that's not applicable. They're not good comparisons. Trying to compare that would be trying to compare building a sandcastle to building the space station. Sure, there might be a few things that you can contrast and compare, but they're very, very different topics. So, but that's what happens. Again, the other one that we talk about is going to a gold standard. And I think what we don't understand is doing such a thing would collapse our economic system. It would totally collapse it, and that's why we don't do it. So this is why it's important that you watch these videos and you have a good understanding of them. Students that pay attention, and this is the first time they sort of understand the economic system and our monetary policy and fiscal policy, really say it has a profound impact on their perception of everything in this type of system. But that doesn't work if you're not paying attention to the videos. One of the other videos, the What is the U.S. Debt and Comparing Debt to GDP, is a way to understand why it is we continue borrowing so much in our system, and really the metric and the number that we want to watch out for when our government does borrow. That's the real number we want to look at, and mainstream economists, all economists, say that's of what's concerned, not that we're actually borrowing money as a nation. So one last topic about the start of the banking videos. They're animated, and that's the only choice I have. And the second piece to that is the videos are somewhat negative towards our banking system. I don't want you to have that to have influence over your thinking about banks and the banking system. So again, I understand they're kind of negative towards banks and banking. The reason I'm showing it is not because of that. The reason I'm showing it is because they're very good videos to quickly explain how banks, banking, and our Federal Reserve System works. So that's why I'm showing them. It's not because I think banks are evil and the people that run them are evil. It's nothing like that. So thank you for watching this video first, and I hope you enjoy this next section on the start of the banking system, our national debt and budget deficits, and looking out for the numbers that are of real importance to consumers and the like. Hope you have a wonderful day.